What in the world is going on with Bungie's Destiny 2? PlayStation has commented on the acquisition of Bungie not panning out as they would have envisioned. I guess when you think about it, it's one of those really interesting pieces of the entire puzzle. It's very weird. Neowin says, as Destiny 2 underperforms, Sony admits Bungie purchase hasn't been so successful. Now, this is a reality that we've known. There's been a lot of attempts to derail the conversation, make it sound like, Activision Blizzard King did not yield. Do y'all remember that article, like from back in the day, the one that this weird, publication came out with, and you had to give your email to, that a long, paragraph writing Twitter account actually propagated that said that Activision Blizzard did not yield, much for Xbox. Do y'all remember that article that Xbox and Activision representatives had to come out and publicly address? Usually Xbox stays quiet, but that one they came out. Yes, that was all projection going on. If you remember that scenario, you remember that it was all projection happening. This author writes in this particular article, the studio known for creating the Halo and Destiny franchises, Bungie, was acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment in 2022 for a whopping $3.6 billion. As the developer struggles to release Marathon as its next major project, it seems Destiny 2 hasn't been doing too well. Sony revealed today that both sales and engagement have fallen below the expectations as set when the acquisition originally went through. Man, Bungie, I don't know what happened. Perhaps. I think they somehow, I don't know. I'm not a Destiny player. I haven't played Destiny. I do play The Division. I haven't played in a while, but I was kind of watching their state of the game today. Man, they had two guys there just passionately talking about the game. There are people still playing that game as they're working on their third game, and people expect the third game. I don't know what else Bungie would have to do. A Destiny 3 game, a reboot of the franchise. I don't know. The announcement arrived in Sony's latest earnings report covering the second quarter of fiscal year 2025. As such, Sony recorded a $31.5 billion or 31.5 billion yen or $204 million US dollar impairment against Bungie's Destiny 2 assets. While Helldivers 2 continues to be a live service success for the company, the impairment charge has dragged down its profits. I think Bungie's speed, or I would say slow to arrive at where PlayStation would have wanted it to, was one of the catalysts that made them put Helldivers 2 on Xbox. You see, when Lintao was actually, doing that little speech and talking about all of the different pieces, I don't know if it was her, but the lady in the Sony that was actually saying that, I don't know if she was the one on that side, doing the financial details, but she's the CFO, I think. And so when they were talking about it, they said that, MLB The Show and Helldivers 2 were bringing revenue. They were consistent revenue generators and were actually accounting for those and the live service efforts were accounting for a significant part of PlayStation's revenue sources. Destiny 2, on the other hand, has not yielded that much fruit when it comes down to it. Regarding Destiny 2, partially due to the changes in the competitive environment, this is the quote, the level of sales and the user engagement have not reached the expectation we had at the time of acquisition of Bungie, said a message from Sony CFO Lin Tao during the company's financial presentation. Okay, it was Lin Tao. While we continue to make improvements, we downwardly revised the business projection for the time being and recorded an impairment loss against a portion of the assets at Bungie. It's unclear if the latest numbers will make Sony make cuts at Bungie in 2023. A mass layoff wave at the studio was reported to be caused by lower popularity among players and slipping revenue numbers. While there aren't any official multi-platform numbers from Bungie, Destiny 2 on Steam is currently seeing its lowest player count trends ever. Apparently, they're all hands on deck developing Marathon. Maybe there would have been enough time between that game's fiasco and the launch of their game. Who knows? This is all still in the works. I'm hoping that they can get a very decent outcome out of this, to be very honest with you. I'm not interested in seeing any developer fail. But one thing is for sure, a lot of lessons have been learned and will be learned in this enterprise. All of the nonsense and all the fugazi and all of the hurling of nonsense that was thrown at the Xbox user base for actually championing things that they saw would benefit Xbox. I hope we can now come to terms to say that, that was absolutely silly. And I think we also need to go back and see that those who did those things, they need to be examined very carefully whenever we're talking about this stuff in the public sphere. Because it seems like most of them, their motives are to maybe misinform at this point in time. But I digress. Talk to me in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. Peace out.